Hey everybody, it's Sarah. I'm a life coach for LGBTQ plus women, and this is the third video that I've made all about change, navigating change, and this one particularly is about harnessing the power of change. And what I want to talk about today is creating your own personal change plan. Really helping you to use this time. I'm making this in the middle of a massive global pandemic. I've made two videos all around our experience of change, understanding the journey of change that as human beings we go through. So if you haven't watched those other videos yet, then do have a look at those, because within those videos is the whole kind of 7-step journey or process of change, which is really empowering to understand so that we can help understand not only our own reaction and our own responses to it, but also those that we love, our clients, our communities, and even looking at it from a global perspective. It can be really, really insightful and powerful. So I thoroughly recommend you have a look at those other two videos that I've already made. So yeah, today, how do we use this time that we've got right now wisely? How can we use it to take positive action? And as I said, by now, you'll have worked out where you are on the change journey. So which of the 7 stages of change are you at right now when you're watching this video? And that might be different to where you were yesterday. It might be different to where you are tomorrow. And I explain all of that in the earlier videos. And if you're not already at experimentation or hopeful or acceptance, not already starting to come out and up the other side of the curve, if you like, and looking forward to the future with a positive mindset, then you know that that is part of the process, that that will come and it will happen. And personally, I find that really empowering, and really reassuring, So I also talk in the other videos about the fact we can move backwards and forwards. We don't necessarily stay in the same place or, go just forwards. Different things can happen that can throw us off, but we will always, carry on going towards that place of acceptance. We're so good at adapting, as human beings. That's something we're really, really good at. So knowing that wherever you are on that 7-stage process or change journey, knowing that in this roller coaster that we're all experiencing right now, wherever you are is 100% natural, normal, and okay. So today I'm going to cover how to create a personal change plan for you, for yourself, and also be able to support other people with that. How to understand the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And what do you do if you find yourself slipping back down that curve? Some thoughts around that too. So let's start with the personal change plan. And I really love this because I think that in a world right now that feels very out of control and very uncertain, for us to have a real grasp, a real knowledge of what we can control, what is within our control, is so, so helpful. So I want to keep this really simple. What I'm offering you is an invitation, a way to approach this. You can adapt it, change it, add stuff, whatever works for you. But the way that I like to look at this is in 3 columns. So we've got on the left, where you are now, on the right, where you want to be, and then in the middle is your gap. Or what do you need to know? What do you need to do? What you need to learn, perhaps? What needs to be different to get you from where you are now to where you want to be, right? Simple. Of course, the process of making that change is not necessarily going to be simple or happen overnight. So when we think about those three columns, I want you to think about some questions that you can ask yourself to help you identify where you are now and where you want to be. So what thoughts are you having right now? What thoughts do you want to be having? What feelings, emotions are you experiencing right now? Write those in the left-hand column. What feelings, emotions do you want to be having? And then, there's something about our actions as well, or behaviors. So again, what are you doing now? Maybe you're doing a lot of scrolling on social media. Maybe you're watching a lot of Netflix. Maybe you're watching the news a lot, trying to understand this stuff, what's happening. Maybe you're, trying to find out all the information that you can, and it's becoming really overwhelming. Maybe you're neglecting your morning routine or your self-care practices, all those things that really help you. Perhaps you're doing that now. What do you want to be doing in the future? Where is it that you want to get to? Where do you want to be? And that goes in your right-hand column, your future column. You get the idea, I think. So there's those aspects that you could choose to complete in your personal change plan. Well, you could include anything around your work. What is it happening now in your work? Where would you like it to be in the future? And I would say on some of these things, keep it within things that you believe you can have an influence on. So work, money, relationships, anything you like, spirituality, your health and fitness, your well-being, how you're taking care of yourself. What are you doing now? And what would you like to be doing in the future? What would you rather be doing around all of those things? And of course, then the power is in that middle column, the gap, bridging the gap between where you are today and where you want to be. And that's where you start to ask yourself, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to learn? List those things out. What resources do I already have? And when I talk about resources, the sorts of things that I'm talking about are your knowledge. I bet you have loads and loads of knowledge, your wisdom, your skills, your experience, all of those things that you've learned, all of those things that you know, all of those things that you're really bloody good at. They're your resources. They're your personal resources. And then there's also resources like people, your network, your contacts. Could be people in your family or friends. And really think about, all of those people that you know of already, that you have a really wide wealth and rich, access to a lot of different resources. And then there's experts in the field. So, maybe things that you don't have instant access to, but you can tap into. So they might be experts, they might be, people that particularly can kind of share with you some of their wisdom knowledge. And then you've got obviously things that you can access, like podcasts, books, talks. There's so many workshops and resources available to us now because of coronavirus. There's so many amazing, wonderful teachers out there who are being really beautifully generous. and helping us, you know, maximize this opportunity that we all have. And if you're watching this video, you know, I'm so excited for you because this is a time where we have such an amazing opportunity. You know, and it's like that touches my heart because I know that we have this powerful time to really use this time wisely. Yeah, so all of those fantastically brilliant people who are offering to share their wisdom and their learning and their knowledge with us so that we can rise, you know, as a result of this time. And yeah, with this plan, you know, I think the main things are to keep it realistic, keep it achievable, as you would with any goals or plans that you may have set in the past. And get started, you know, do something. You could choose just one area to focus on, something that feels really important right now. You can always add to it, always change it, always adapt to it. And I think keeping it alive is also really important. So that kind of thing around, you know, creating these plans and then we put them in a drawer or we put them on the side or we add them to the pile of paper. Could there be a way to integrate some of this stuff into your daily journaling? For example, it's a way of keeping it alive. And, you know, I think if you're going to put this effort in, this energy into it, this positive energy into it, then it needs to be something that you're able to bring to front of mind. And I would keep it to maybe 3 things so that you know what they are, those 3 things that I am doing, you know, that are currently in my gap column. I'm focusing on, you know, X, Y, and Z, because I know they're going to move me forward right now and they're what I need and they're taking me towards that desired future that I'm feeling really passionate about right now. So what else do I want to say? Let's make a quick look. Yeah, at my notes. So the 3rd thing, what happens if I slip back into turmoil, that bottom of the change curve, that pit of despair as it's sometimes called? You may well do that. You know, I've done it in the last fortnight. I've probably been there at least once. What happens, you know, if I go into fear or frustration or even denial? You know, things are happening all the time that can affect us. This is a really incredible example of change and how we experience it and how we can move around. And again, it's absolutely normal and natural and okay. But I think the knowledge that we know we're going to move forward, you know, that is what happens. We will come out of this. We will move into experimentation or hopeful or acceptance. And that's really reassuring, I feel. I think it's really empowering. So know that you will come out of that pit of despair or that fear or that frustration, and go back to what you know helps you, those practices, that daily morning routine if you have one, and if you don't have one, maybe now's the time to think about what that might look like. Those things that you know give you support, that ground you, that are really taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Yeah, you know how to do those things and turn it up a notch, you know, turn the dial up. So that's about it for this video. And really, I just want to end by saying I really hope that these videos have been valuable for you. You now know what change involves, you know, that's 7 stages. And you know where to identify where you are in that process at any time, and where your loved ones are, where your family is, where your clients are, you know, and how to support them depending on where they are, and how to create your own personal plan for change, and use this time really wisely. And until next time, I just want you to take really good care and stay safe. And thank you for watching these videos. I've really enjoyed making them. Catch you all soon.